Pound for Pound Box channel, man. How y'all doing? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come on in. I'm gonna talk about a couple things. Haven't streamed in a minute. I'm gonna start getting back to streaming as opposed to making videos. But nonetheless, let me get to this. It's a big thing going on. Canelo versus Dazn. Canelo Alvarez, good old cinnamon, great fighter, right? I've always said, and anybody that knows me knows, I've always said Canelo is the future. The boy can fight. Canelo can fight. You can't take anything away from him. But me personally, what I don't like is the rehydration clauses, all these extra little stipulations. Can't fight. You got to fight an older fighter. You got to fight a fighter without, Ann Wolfe and James Kirkland. Had to fight James Kirkland without Ann Wolfe in his corner. They put that in the contract. That was messed up. I don't want to break down his whole career. He's had a lot of controversial wins that he should have lost in my mind. In my mind, Canelo should have, 3 losses right now. And that still would have been okay. Like, dude, you didn't win those fights. It's okay. You got in there and you fought. It is what it is. You still got my respect. But, apparently the situation with Canelo, Golden Boy, and Dazn doesn't feel like they're getting their money's worth, basically. Dazn does not feel like they're getting their money's worth. Listen, I'm paying somebody $35 million. I expect $35 million something. I should be able to profit something. I should get my money's worth. I'm not just going to pay you $35 million, basically throw that money away for nothing. They signed Canelo to an 11-fight deal back in 2018. He only fought, Rocky Fielding was his first fight. That was trash. We all knew what was going to happen with that. That was terrible. Danny Jacobs, tough fight. You can say what you want. It's a tough fight. Danny Jacobs, it's just so weird because I think Canelo won the fight. But Chavez Sr., he told Canelo to his face after the fight that you lost this fight. So I don't know, maybe that was just his opinion. It is what it is. I respect it. I think Canelo won that fight. But then after that, Kovalev. So you went from your first fight with Rocky Fielding was at 168. Then you come back to 160 to fight Danny Jacobs, right? To unify, and then basically that was like that was like his farewell at 160. Then he moves all the way up to 175 to fight Sergey Kovalev, an old Sergey Kovalev, old Sergey Kovalev. Like they put like 2 rehydration clauses on him. Come on, man. If I'm Dazn, I'm like, what am I paying for? What am I getting? Me personally, I don't know what it is with Dazn, but even with a big fight, it doesn't have a big fight feel to me. Like it's not a spectacle. And I think that's one of the complaints that Dazn was telling Golden Boy was that they were promised at least one spectacle a year from Canelo. But see, now it's like they want to like approve his opponents and try to control who he fights. That's not gonna work. Like I already knew this wasn't gonna work. You're 3 fights in, 11-fight deal. Now Benavidez just got stripped of his 168 belt. That's up for grabs. Now you want to come out the blue and try to fight a nobody for the belt, for the vacant title. But when Benavidez had the title, you didn't even say his name. You didn't even mention him. You didn't want no parts of it. I don't understand that. That just shows how boxing is nowadays. Guys will go around picking and choosing, ducking people, avoiding this guy, running this way, then claiming, oh, no, I never got a contract, or, oh, I don't like his style, or, oh, he doesn't sell enough, or this, that, and the third. It's always something. Whenever you ask, that's what it seems like. Whenever you ask any fighter, even though you know it's going to be a tough fight, it's going to be a 50-50 fight. They always come up with, I don't know, man. I ain't got time for that, bro. I really don't. Boxing's killing me right now. That's why I refuse to interview people, because they're going to say something. Well, I take that back. I don't refuse to interview people. It's just at the current moment, I'm not in an interview mode to interview anybody, because they'll say something that it'd be totally contradicting what they said before. They'd be a hypocrite. And I'm the type of person, I call them out on it. Hold on, you said this. I probably wouldn't sugarcoat it. I know everybody wants to, no, you got to say it that way. I don't know. I might not. It depends on how I feel. At the end of the day, I do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? There are consequences to every Every action is an action to every reaction, whatever. But I do what I want to do at the end of the day. I'm my own man. I respect everybody. I just don't respect people that lie. I understand it's a game. I understand it's politics, but that's what the problem is in boxing. Are you not in the fight game to fight the best fighters? How can you call yourself the best if you haven't fought the best? And then they try to say, "Oh, well, I'm a 4 division weight champion." Who did you beat though? Then you look at the resume and be like, "Dog, these are all vacant titles. You ain't beat nobody. You didn't beat the man in each division. You were never the man in that division. You got a title, a vacant title, and you moved up. That's not, I don't, no, you don't get no respect from me." But anyway, Golden Boy, Dazn, they're at a standstill right now. According to Eddie Hearn, they supposedly want Canelo to fight Billy Joe Saunders or Callum Smith. I think that's like to launch UK Dazn notification. But yeah, that's the fight. That's to launch UK Dazn. And listen, I'm gonna be real. If you don't want to pay Canelo 35 million because you're not happy with his opponents, listen, the selection of opponents that you have on DAZN does not help him out. It really doesn't help him. The biggest fight that you can make on DAZN is Triple G, the third fight. And I believe you tried to make that before. Triple G didn't want it at the time. Now you supposedly want to make that now. Canelo wants it, but now Triple G doesn't want it. Oh, no, I reverse that. When you first tried to make it, Canelo didn't want it because it's like I already fought him twice. Let me go do my thing. Now he's okay with it. Canelo's like, all right, fine, I'll fight Triple G. Triple G's busy with somebody. He's got some other stuff going on, fighting an unnecessary mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. It's just always something. But like I said, the selection of opponents for Canelo on DAZN, I ain't gonna lie, like I don't care. Demetrius Andrade is not gonna get the fights he wants. Let's be real. He's too slick. He's too much of a technician. He doesn't even really have a fan base, bro. Outside of his home, nobody cares. We respect he's got talent. He's basically like a Laura. You got all the talent in the world, but you're too high of a risk. You know what I'm saying? I think I wish he would have got that Billy Joe Saunders fight because at the time, Billy Joe Saunders was hot at the time. But the sad part is he failed a drug test due to that inhaler. You know what I'm saying? When he came over, tried to come over to America to fight Andrade, and of course they didn't want to run it back. Now Andrade missed out on a big name on his resume. Billy Joe Saunders decided to move up to 68, fight a couple people there, didn't look good at all. So this is the guy that you want Canelo to fight. So once again, Canelo's going to have to do everything. But the perfect scenario for that fight is if that fight happens in the UK. If it happens in the UK, you can at least bring some kind of fans out, for the UK that'll try to back Billy Joe Saunders. Callum Smith, he's been inactive. I don't think he's fought since the Joshua Ruiz undercard, honestly. I don't think he's fought since then. But it's like he's an okay fighter, but I mean, is that supposed to get subscribers? Honestly, is that supposed to get subscribers? Is that supposed to make me want to spend my money in America? No, I'm not paying for that. I don't care about that. Y'all got to get Charlo. Charlo supposedly said he wants 20 million. Pay that man that 20 million. You're gonna get subscribers. You're gonna get PBC new subscribers that want to support Charlo, and they just want to see the fight, and it's gonna get the needle moving. It's gonna get your subscribers. You're gonna jump. Your numbers are gonna go crazy. You're gonna get a return. You're gonna get you're gonna make a profit off of that. That's what's gonna happen. But I mean, you're not really giving Canelo much to work with. So, I mean, I guess Canelo's looking like, I'm just going to do my own thing. I don't even care. And that's why I say you sign him to 11-fight deal for like, 300-something million. And now you trying to dictate and tell him who to fight. Listen, we've tried that before. The sanctioning belt bodies, the WBC, tried to do that. They stripped him because he didn't want to fight Triple G at the time. I believe it was right after Cotto. Anybody that knows Canelo, he is going to do what he wants to do. You can't force a mandatory on him. He's just one of those type of diva fighters. I said it. I'm going to say it again. Canelo Alvarez is a diva. All right. He wants to dictate everything. I'm not fighting for that belt. I'm fighting for that belt. I'm not fighting that guy because you told me, here, take your belt back. Out, whatever, strip me, do what you want to do. I'm gonna fail a drug test and have the I'm gonna fail a drug test and have the WBC raise the limit. Like, yeah, damn. Let's be real. What has Canelo not done in the sport of boxing? Let's be real. I've never seen this. This man has literally did everything. Let's jump up this weight class. Let's get this vacant belt. Let's get this belt at a catch weight. Let's have this welterweight come up to 160 to fight me, knock him out. Let me go to 168. Let's have a catch weight to fight Chavez Jr. and then fight Triple G. Get a controversial draw that I really lost. Have a tight fight and have it go my way. Have a controversial win over Lara. Have a would they have it a split decision win for Mayweather, even though we killed him 12 rounds to 0? Like, that's crazy, bro. That's how you can tell boxing is so corrupt. I am in love with the most corrupt sport in the world, and it's killing me inside. I've been watching this my whole life, and it's killing me. So when you see a diva fighter like Canelo Alvarez, it kills me. All these demands, you got all the talent in the world. Canelo can fight his ass off. You can say what you want about Canelo. He can fight. Me personally, I don't like it. I just want you to go in there. You make weight. You go and fight. I don't care. I don't care about all the extra stuff. But apparently Dazn cares. Dazn wants him to step it up. But I mean, who do you want him to fight? That's how I'm looking at it. Like, who do you want him to fight? It's a double-edged sword. Like, I've been paying for Dazn. I'm trying to support her. I'm hoping, man, it's gonna get better. And it's not even. It's like we know the fights that's gonna happen. We know the fights that aren't gonna happen. You got a whole bunch of Dazn guys calling out PBC guys. It's not gonna happen, bro. Like, I haven't seen no PBC fighter get sent over to Dazn. So stop calling them out. Let's be real. Stop calling them out. Stop clout chasing. You doing all this extra stuff on the app, interviewing this fighter from this promotion, that fighter. Y'all not gonna get him over there. Even when Luke Campbell fought Lomachenko, it was on ESPN. It was not on no DAZN. Al Heyman has not sent any of his fighters over to DAZN. But anyway, so I mean, I don't know if legal action is going to be taken when in regards to Golden Boy Promotions and DAZN and Canelo. They want him to fight. Canelo doesn't want to fight certain people. He wants to do what he wants to do. The rumors of Al Heyman to Showtime, rumors of them wanting to step in and pay Canelo Alvarez that $35 million to fight for that vacant belt. I don't know why they would do that. I don't know why you would throw that money. Maybe it's just in good faith. Hey, if it doesn't work out over there, we got you over here. Come back home to Showtime. You didn't have those problems at Showtime. Let's be real. You had pay-per-view. You had all these things. You kind of put a cap on your money on DAZN. Now, it's a lot of money. 11 fights is a lot of money. But like Mayweather said, I made that in like one night. You know what I'm saying? I made that in one night. That's crazy. It's the truth, but it's crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I hope they figure that out, because they gotta figure it out. They better figure it out quick too. But at the end of the day, it is a pandemic. Canelo does need to understand that, dude. You can't ask for $35 million in a pandemic. Everybody's taking a pay cut. Now, DAZN is trying to cut his pay in half. If I'm Canelo, I'm pissed as hell too. I'm not mad at you. I want all my money. We got a contract. You're going to pay me $35 million a fight. That's what you're going to do. That's it. Ain't no, oh, well, this is circumstance. No. Circumstances is the same. Contract is a contract. Because if it was the other way around, they would want their money. So I salute Canelo Alvarez as far as wanting his money. Now, I do understand and salute DAZN trying to put pressure on Canelo to step it up. Real talk. You fight somebody. Even your own fans are like, all right, now we're getting tired of this. We know what's going to happen. Like, dude, can you take a chance? Like, moving up, fighting Kovalev after 2 losses, like, that doesn't take a chance. That doesn't do it for me. A old Kovalev, a drained Kovalev, a Kovalev coming off of a quick turnaround Kovalev. It's always some kind of advantage. It's always something. You already know what's going to happen. Why would I want to keep going to a theater to see the same movie over and over when I know what's going to happen? Everybody dies at the end. Like, what's the point of me going to seeing this? You feel what I'm saying? It's a waste of my night. But that's the Canelo over Alvarez Dazn situation. Hopefully they get it together, man. Listen, moving on, Povetkin, Dillian-Whyte. The rematch is going to be in November. I don't know how to feel about this. Povetkin just knocked out Dillian-Whyte. I know I felt incredible. I felt it was hilarious. I loved it. I like Dillian-Whyte. He's cool. Listen. The only thing I like about Dillian-Whyte, I ain't gonna say that I like him, but the only thing I like about Dillian-Whyte is he's got a nice left hook. He got a nasty left hook. If he catches you with it, it's gonna be a problem. I salute him with that left hook. Other than that, everything he says is a lie. It's a contradiction. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to interview somebody that's gonna say some dumb shit. If I come out and say, hey, you're gonna fight, so you fighting Povetkin, why didn't you fight Ortiz? Oh, Ortiz is old, he doesn't speak English. Why would I fight him? But Povetkin is old, same age as Ortiz, and didn't speak English, and he just knocked you the hell out. I loved it. Now, granted, Dillian-Whyte was in control of that fight. He had 2 knockdowns, I believe. Fourth fight. I mean, the fourth round. I think the second round and the fourth round with Povetkin. It looked like he might have was trying to go ahead and close the show, but hey, got caught. Oh, it was so nasty. That boy Povetkin hit him with some shit, boy. Oh, it was great. Anyway, but the rematch happened in November. That's a quick little turnaround. I thought you're supposed to be out like 90 days before you can continue. Like, I just don't understand. See, they do things differently over in UK, I guess, because you definitely should be out 90 days. Like, no boxing, nothing. You just got knocked unconscious on your back. They had to turn you on your side, bro. Knocked your lights out. You was staring up at the stars, at the UK stars in Eddie Hearn's backyard. Like, real talk, you went from the garage, walked to the ring to get knocked out looking at the stars. Woke up like, hey, Eddie, we got the rematch. Okay, good. We got the rematch. I can go train. Povetkin knocked you into your next training camp, bro. You was well rested and everything. You was ready to go. That's hilarious. But side note, Dillian-Whyte still talking about Andy Ruiz. Why? Why are you still worried about Andy Ruiz? Ruiz is doing his own thing. Supposedly he's going to be fighting Chris Arreola on PBC. That's cool. Great. Awesome. Whatever. But you're not fighting him. You should be focused on Povetkin. See, that's what the problem is. You focused on Tyson Fury, a Wilder mandatory spot, and Povetkin was in front of your face the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like you looking past your opponent, and your opponent looked past you and hit you with that nasty ass uppercut. That's what happened. You over there worried about AJ. You over there worried about Fury. You over there worried about Wilder, and Povetkin knocked the shit out of you. That's exactly what you get. Dillian-Whyte's hilarious, man. I ain't never seen nobody get knocked out and then woke up and say, we got the rematch? Okay, cool. I'm going to start training tomorrow. How you get knocked into your next training camp, bro? Never seen that. That's funny as hell to me. But yeah, so November is going to be the rematch, which is, I don't even know what's up with that. Supposedly Tyson Fury is not going to have a mandatory for a year. So in my mind, Dillian-Whyte probably thinks, okay, if I win this rematch, I'm going to get my mandatory spot back. I'm going to still be the interim champion. They might make him do a whole new thing, dog. They might make him do 2 title eliminators and end up fighting Daniel Dubois, since supposedly isn't Daniel Dubois the WBC silver champion? I don't know. I need to look into that. I could have sworn I seen he was the silver champion since Dillian-Whyte was the interim or mandatory or whatever at the time. Not no more, buddy. But yeah, man, it's just whatever. November, check out for that. Check for that. What else do we got? Usyk. Usyk came out and said he will force his mandatory on AJ. AJ is going to be fighting Pulev. Supposedly it's going to go down in December over in the UK. I think the O2 Arena, whatever. Listen, like I said, I think AJ is going to knock Pulev out within 4 rounds, dude. I do not care about Pulev. Pulev, I don't even know how he got the mandatory spot. This fight honestly was supposed to happen the night of, who was that? Who was that dude that stepped in? That was, the referee stopped the fight and he was still throwing punches. Yeah, but anyway, the fight was supposed to happen. Pulev ended up pulling out probably 2 weeks before the fight. It was terrible. I can't think of who that was. What's his name? I can't think of it. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so Usyk's gonna be fighting Derek Chisora. Hopefully that happens. Now listen, Usyk he came from cruiserweight, undisputed, obviously WBO champion. He, when you become like that, you can automatically move up and get an automatic mandatory shot. He came in, he fought one dude at heavyweight, didn't look good in that fight. I remember that. It was trash. Then he got hurt, he got injured. Because they announced the fight with him and Derek Chisora, and he got injured, so they had to put it back. Right? They pushed that fight back. Then here goes the pandemic, so of course the fight's pushed back again. Now Derek Chisora he wants to fight. He wants to fight. He's ready to fight. But listen, I think the more time that passes by, it benefits Usyk. He gets a little bit used to being this heavy. Derek Chisora is a little bit older. He's got a lot of miles on him. I believe he's got 9 or 10 losses. But it is what it is. For whatever reason, he keeps coming back and handling his business. Keeps putting himself back in the right positions. Now, granted, listen, it's the same Derek Chisora that had 2 fights with Dillian Whyte. First fight was a close fight. I didn't see the first fight. Seen the second fight. He was winning that second fight. Fucked around and got caught. And Dillian Whyte caught him with I think it was a left hook. And I'm talking about knocked him out, like gone. Head hitting the canvas, gone, bouncing, crazy. I was mad about that. I was hurt by that. But Derek Chisora can't fight. He's a dog in there. So it's gonna make an interesting matchup with him and Usyk. Hopefully Usyk doesn't break down as far as his body. Hopefully Usyk can handle the extra weight and still move and use his angles and still be busy, like he was at cruiserweight. Usyk is a good fighter, but I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work with these heavyweight boxers. They punch so hard and they're so much bigger. I don't know if that's gonna work. Derek Chisora, I think that's a good matchup for him. But as far as him fighting AJ, I think AJ's too big, too strong. I think AJ would have a problem with Usyk in his angles, but I don't know if Usyk's going to have the power to get AJ out of there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But at the same time, AJ and Tyson Fury are trying to have undisputed. If Tyson Fury gets past Deontay Wilder, right, and AJ gets past Pulev, they want to try to make a UK undisputed. So hopefully they could pay Usyk to step aside or something, or maybe have Usyk fight the mandatory or WBC mandatory, and then we'll do it that way. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't know. My personal opinion, if Usyk enforces his mandatory and ends up having to fight AJ, what's Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder going to do? Who are they going to fight? So once again, it just looks like the time just keeps pushing back further and further. It's like, are we ever going to get undisputed at heavyweight? Like, for real, is that ever going to happen? Honestly. Like I said before in the beginning of my stream, everybody's still dipping, dodging people. Now at the heavyweight division, it's just mandatories. AJ's got so many belts. It's just a rotation of this mandatory, that mandatory. And see, him losing to Ruiz messed it all up. Because see, the problem was he should have never tried to have that voluntary with Big Baby. Unnecessary. Big Baby gets popped. Bring in Ruiz, loses, rematch. Now all your mandatories are sitting there like, bro, you gotta make this happen. Like, we've been waiting. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the issues, man. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Andre Ward. This is gonna be the last thing I talk about. Andre Ward re-signed. ESPN has decided to re-sign Andre Ward to a multi-year deal as an expert analyst. Hey, listen, salute to Andre Ward. Hell of a fighter, Hall of Fame fighter. One of my favorite fighters to watch and study. Student of the game, can break down fights, great analyst. But some of these fights he be trying to call, bro, and some of these scorecards, I don't know what he's talking about. I really don't. Like, I don't know what fight he's watching. I don't know if he's just doing this because they're telling him, hey, listen, we need you to go for the home team. We need you to go for this guy. We need this. Okay, it is what it is. Cool, I respect it. But at the same time, dude, you got to be honest. But hey, being honest, being real is not going to get you re-signed with that particular company. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You got to just follow, I guess, do what they tell you to do. It is what it is. Salute to Andre Ward. Keep getting them checks, man. ESPN. And that's the thing. He's a great analyst. He could really break a fighter down. really break a fight down. Another guy that's going to be a great analyst that can call a fight and has knowledge of the game whenever he decides to end his career, Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman can call a fight. Keith Thurman can break down stuff. Like you can say what you want. I don't care if you like him or hate him or whatever. Keith Thurman knows boxing, bro. He knows boxing, and I respect it. Just like I respect Andre Ward, man. But anyway, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment below, share, do all of that. Let's get these subscribers up. Let's get these likes up, man. I support who supports me for all things boxing, rumors, news, streams, this, that, and the third. Come see me, man. It's your host, F. Mayer, Pound for Pound Boxing Channel. I'm out.